forward for Temple, a 6'7" junior from Morrisville, Pennsylvania, number 32, Mike Breeswick. At forward for Rhode Island, a 6'7" junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 35, Mergen Sina. At forward for Temple, a 6'9" senior from Freehold, New Jersey, number 33, Tim Perry. At center for Rhode Island, a 6'9" junior from Sweetland, Maryland, number 50, Bonzi Colson. At center for Temple, a 6'10" senior from Carolina, Puerto Rico, number 44, Raymond Riva. At guard for Rhode Island, a 6'2" senior from West Warwick, Rhode Island, number 22, Tom Garrick. At guard for Temple, a 6'5" freshman from Saginaw, Michigan, number 12, Mark Macon. At guard for Rhode Island, a 6-foot senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 10, Carlton Owens. And at guard for Temple, a 6'1" senior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 21, Howard Evans. The coach.
Island getting 78% of their offense this year from the two guards, Garrick and Owens. Laura, I just touched on it very briefly. I don't think there'll be anywhere in the nation tonight that you'll see two better sets of guards matched up. I don't think it's possible to see two better sets of guards on one court than the two we're going to see here tonight.
And Temple opens up in that customary zone matchup right now.
Owens to Tom Garrick. First shot, in and out, won't go. Garrick hit 50 in the first game of this tournament. Came back with a good night last night. Now Cena's rebound won't fall. And Temple gets a chance to get on the board first.
Rams are going to open up man-to-man. Carlton Owens out there on Howard Evans. That's a good matchup.
Breeswick, Evans down inside to go. Ramon Rivas. This is how they opened the first game in the tournament. Evans picks up the loose ball, blocked by Bonzi Colson. Out comes Owens on the break to Tom Garrick, and Rhode Island takes the lead.
The one thing that Rhode Island does have as an advantage over Temple is quickness. They've got 5 very quick players on this court, and they showed you their fast break right there. It was good work by Garrick.
Evans to Mark Macon. Macon's going to clear the timeline. Now he'll look for Evans and get it right back to him.
Rhode Island will show you that three-quarter court zone pressure and then drop back into a man-to-man. Temple wants to get the ball into the hands of that young man, Mark Macon, who I think is the freshman of the year.
Perry is fouled by Bonzi Colson as the ball comes into the middle. Temple got the hat trick. They have the coach of the year in the A-10 and John Chaney, the player of the year in Tim Perry, and the freshman of the year, or any other year probably, in Macon.
Good dish to the inside right there. You see Perry take that wide stance. Temple really wants to push it inside and let that man shoot outside.
Macon misses. Perry takes it right back up and scores. Tim Perry gets the first two for Temple. We're tied at a pair. Garrick down to the baseline. Quick shot, good. Tom Garrick has 4 points in the early going here.
Let me tell you, he is not afraid to put it up. Almost a steal and a turnover there by Temple.
John Evans that time forcing the issue along the baseline.
Fred, I think Rhode Island has to continue to do this. They've got to put the pressure on the basketball and keep Temple from getting into that half-court game. Because once they pound it inside, they've got such a height advantage. It really puts Rhode Island in a bad way down inside.
They use Ramon Rivas that time in midcourt to release the ball to and beat the press. Breeswick for 3 and won't fall. He's had a habit this year of getting off to slow starts from the floor and then really burning it at some point in the basketball game. Missed his first try tonight. Now Garrick. Garrick's going to take it toward the circle and give it right back to Silk Owens. Garrick from the deep corner, a little strong with that one. Rebound Evans. And he's got Macon out on the run. Garrick trying to catch him. Can't. And the shot won't fall. Macon, knowing that Garrick was there, tried to reverse the layup and missed it. Rhode right back with it. Owens going to be called for a walk.
I think what caused that was Tim Perry coming out there as quickly as he did. I think Owens was prepared to take that shot, and he saw one of the nation's leading shot blockers coming after him, and he shuffled his feet.
Tim Perry has blocked 96 shots this year. When you see him coming, you have a tendency to want to change something. Breeswick.
There's a lot of people that duck when they get around Tim Perry.
Mark Macon on the wing. Garrick covering him. Well, that's a matchup.
That's quick on quick right there.
Macon's going to go for the 3, and he's fouled, and he's got it. Garrick fouled him, and Macon hit the 3. It's rare Larry.
It really is. And, you know, Tom Garrick is a pretty good defender. But Mark Macon has got such drive in his legs that he gets so high in that jump shot, it is very difficult to get it. Look at Perry kick the ball back out. Here's Mark Macon. Boy, he squares up as well as anybody in the country on that jump shot. And there's nothing but the bottom of the cord.
And Larry, what made the difference there maybe it was just the 3-inch height advantage that Macon has. He got the shot right over Garrick's hand. Macon hits the free throw. And now it's 6-4 Temple. The Owls have a 2-point lead. Early on in Morgantown, West Virginia, the Atlantic 10 Conference Championship game. The winner of the automatic berth to the NCAA. It would seem that both these ball clubs would have it locked up, but who knows? Safety first, win it tonight. Gary, short with that try. Rebound, and Bonzie Colson takes it back up, in and out with it. Evans picks it up after Macon tipped it.
See Howard Evans turn around, take a look and see where Carlton Owens was. He knew he had the offense, but he was worried about the slap from behind. Good job of Howard Evans taking a look over his shoulder.
Owens defending Evans, Garrick defending Macon. Cena has Tim Perry, and they're going to take it down inside to Perry. He wants to go to work, and Cena shut him down. Breeswick defended by John Evans. That leaves Colson on Rivas right there. Rivas is going to shoot it over him. Didn't get it. Has it again. Left hands it up there and hits.
Fred, I talked about Temple's ability to pound the ball inside. If they do that to Rhode Island all night, it won't be a contest.
It's Temple by 4, and a foul is called.
Rhode Island's got to get some turnovers from this press to not allow Temple to get that ball down inside. Rivas at 260. Tim Perry, who's 6'9", and plays big too, and Breeswick at 6'8". A much taller, more physical team inside than is Rhode Island.
All right, Temple, as they have for the past 3 years, leads the country in taking care of the basketball, committing only 9 turnovers a game. We'll take a look later on at what Rhode Island is doing to other ball clubs. That's an interesting match because Rhode Island is a club that can make you turn it over. We'll see who wins the battle tonight. 16:04 left in the first half. Temple up by 4. Cena had a shot, turned it down. Now he kicks the ball out of bounds after it's deflected, and Temple gets it back, leading by 4.
Cena should have turned around and taken the jump shot. He was wide open. He tried to penetrate and go a little deeper into that zone. He didn't need to.
Don't step over the line.
Right about here would be a good time to tell you that in 22 prior meetings, Rhode Island has not defeated Temple. This guy hasn't been there for the 22 meetings. This is just his second year at Rhode Island. You saw his record. He's done an outstanding job. But Temple 22-0 in their history against Rhode Island, including 2 wins this year. Breeswick goes for the 3. Breeswick hits his second shot.
And Fred, that's what they'll do to you. They've got 3 guys that can shoot that 3-point goal. Howard Evans, Mike Breeswick, and Mark Macon.
Temple opens a quick 7-point lead. Owens in the circle, shot good. Carlton Owens comes right back with his first 2 of the night, and it's 11-6 Owls.
Tell you what, it's not a Jerry West look-alike jump shot, but it does go in.
He's slick. Evans. Macon. Breeswick. Tim Perry. Breeswick for a 3. Boy, Perry does a good job with an inside-out pass, doesn't he? And Breeswick has a half dozen points.
See Mergen Cena out there screening Howard Evans. They're trying to get Owens free. Cena rolls down the middle. Good move.
Foul on Tim Perry. The first on Perry. The second on Temple. If you're a shooter from Temple and you throw the ball down in Perry, you've got to be looking to get it back because he's really good at reversing that thing.
Watch the pass by Garrick inside, and a good move by Cena right there as you see Ramon Rivas come over on the inside. One thing they'll do, Rhode Island will, with that screen is they'll put Cena out there on top to screen for Garrick and Owens, and then they'll roll him down the middle. That time they found him open.
Mergen Cena, 6'7" junior from Brooklyn, a transfer from Seton Hall.
Temple gives you a lot of different looks on defense. John Chaney will do that to you. I talked about it last night about somebody being able to decode their defense, and you really have to because they're very good at disguising their defenses.
Mergen Cena hits the 2 free throws. We have time out here. They all just shoot it very well. Cena with the only one in that group that's under 40%. Look what they've done tonight. Rhode Island hasn't yet, but they will.
Temple has 3 out of 4. I find it interesting that Howard Evans is shooting better from 3-point range than he is from 2-point range.
Amazing number. Mark Macon clears the timeline, takes it to the baseline. Knocked loose by Cena or Garrick down there and taken back by Rhode Island. Rams down a half dozen points, coming right back with it. Owens, Mergen Cena steps into the circle, drops it to the baseline, and Bonzie Colson drills it. 2 points, Bonzie Colson, 14-10 Owls.
Fred, Mergensina does that very well. He'll get into the middle of that Temple zone defense, and he'll find Colson or Evans low down on either baseline or kick it back out to those 2 guards.
He's a good player, Larry. He's been such a valuable addition to this club since transferring from Seton Hall. Perry shoots over him now and a little bit short with a try. Cena gets it back. It's tempting to call Cena a role player, but he's a little better than that, isn't he?
Well, look at that pass by Garrick from midcourt to Owens, breaking on the right side. Rhode Island just simply beat Temple down the floor.
4 points now for Carlton Owens. Garrick has 4. Macon has 4. Howard Evans hasn't scored yet.
These guys are living up to the roles we set up for them. They are the 4 best guards in the Atlantic 10, and maybe as 4 as good a guards you'll find in the country.
Cena momentarily had it out of Perry's hands. Perry shoots and misses. Here's Owen in heavy traffic. Made a run at Evans and now brings it right back out again. Garrick, 13:47 left in our first half. Temple up by 2. Owens, 3-point try. Evans had it, and Bonzie Colson corrals it. Now kicks it right back outside again. Garrick, Cena. Now Cena's going to take the floating jumper and miss. And Mark Macon has the rebound.
Well, that's a shot he's got to make. If he can get inside that Temple zone like that and get that shot from about 8 feet, he's got to be able to convert that.
Mark Macon in and out. Cena has the rebound. He had position on Perry that time. Rhode Island up, 2 would tie it.
Cena doing a nice job back there of at least screening Perry away.
Owens' pass is deflected, slammed off the glass, back to Bonzie Colson, who probably was out of his range, but made the shot and tied it anyway.
Now we give the Glass an assist, right?
All right, that's like a war. If your mistakes turn out better than the other guys, you're going to win. 12:51 left in the first half, and a 14-14 tie after Temple led by 7 just moments ago. Mark Macon, Mark Macon picks up his 6th point of the first half.
There's absolutely no question in my mind Mark Macon is the best freshman in the country. He has had a tremendous year in this league.
He just has been so consistent this year, too.
Tell you what, when you're averaging 20 points a game as a freshman on the #1 team in the country, you know you got a pretty good career ahead of you. Stepped on the line. Bonzie Colson stepped on the line, and the ball goes back to Temple.
Temple with a 2-point lead in the basketball. John Chaney gives the credit for Mark Macon's abilities to his high school coach, Norwayne Reed, back in Saginaw, Michigan. He said he came to him more prepared to play in college than any player he's ever had.
Tell you what, he squares up as well as anybody I have seen this year. When that ball hits his hands, he's ready to go.
Terry Rivas is there. The left-handed shot won't fall, and he's going to be called for a walk. Rare turnover for Temple. They average just 9 turnovers a game. Here comes Kenny Green. He's playing with, said his knee is beginning to get sore now. He's played all year on a bad knee. Had surgery before the season. The Atlantic 10 Freshman of the Year last year. He's turned into a super 6-man. The best 6-man in the conference, I'm sure, this year. And one of the best in the country.
Averaging 14 points a game and 7 rebounds coming off the bench. It's not bad to have a 6-man doing that for you.
Larry having to play the 3rd straight night on that knee. It'll be interesting to see how much he can get. Just an aside here, Rhode Island playing their 3rd straight game. Temple, because of the #1 seed, has gotten a night off after their first game. Evans off the steal, layup.
Another miss.
Garrick was right there, and Evans a little slow coming back. They're 5 on 4. Garrick with a great beat, but Cena dropped the ball. And now he's going to be called for a walk. Double turnover right there. Timeout here. Don Vander's looking as Rhode Island comes in. 11:30. Temple's won the battle. 11:31 left in the first half. They're on a pace of 9 a game. 16-14. Temple leading Rhode Island. Rhode Island has hit 6 of 13 shots tonight. Temple 6 of 18. The Owls putting up 5 more than Rhode Island at this point of the game.
Not very good shooting for Temple. Rhode Island back into a zone defense now. Kind of a matchup. You see Colson go to the corner when Breeswick moves there. They hand them over. It's a good matchup. Make a good spin move.
Got no good, and now we've got a foul called on Tim Perry.
No, it's going the other way. Yeah, it is Perry. You're right.
The second on Tim Perry. Larry, another battle tonight. Rhode Island averaging 87 points a ball game. And Temple giving up just 59 and letting their opponents shoot just 39% this year. That's the leading figure in the nation. So there's so many little side battles in this thing that add up to the whole picture.
Well, this is a statistician's dream, this game. You shouldn't look at numbers all night long on these two clubs. Right now, it's a matter of execution. Seeing a good pass to Gary.
Baseline, Bonzie Colson wide open, can't drop the shot, and Perry takes the rebound. Carlton Owens is up there trying to challenge him, but giving up too much size. Temple, 2-point lead in the basketball, Macon in the corner, and Garrick fouls Tim Perry. Tom Garrick picks up his second personal foul.
Garrick's got to be very careful. He is prone to foul out of basketball games. You'll watch him commit this foul. Bonzie Colson trying to give some help in the corner to Mark Macon. There's Garrick trying to take on Perry inside, and that's a mismatch.
One more contrast, Larry. Tell you in a moment, Evans can't get the three. Garrick's going to bring it out on the break. Rhode Island has had 7 different players foul out of games this year. Temple has only had 1 player foul out of a game all year.
Carlton Owens, good baseline jump shot. Again, that's the discipline that Temple has. They're a very disciplined club. I think just an extension of their coach. John Chaney is very much like that himself.
Dwayne Coswell has fouled out for Temple 3 times this year. Twice in this tournament he's a reserve, and he is the only Temple player to have fouled out of a game this season. Breeswick from 3-point range. Good. He's hit 2 out of 3 from out there. Make it 3 out of 4. He has 9 points in the ball game. Temple leads by 3 now.
Maybe he's doing it in reverse tonight. He's going to have a good first half and bad second half.
Are you a little surprised at the pace that Rhode Island seems to be willing to play at right now?
Yeah, but the other thing is Temple gets back on defense very quickly. They don't give you a chance to lay up. I can only remember 2 times tonight when Rhode Island's been able to get fast break layups.
Mergensina 3 and misses, and Kenny Green is called for a personal foul on the rebound attempt. The first foul on Kenny Green. Team fouls now. Temple has committed 3. Rhode Island 3.
Mergensina with a long 3-point shot. Doesn't go in. Good rebound on the inside by Breeswick. You see Kenny Green on his back. Tom Penders is very nattily attired tonight.
Looking rather dapper. I think that's the coat he had on last night. That must be his good luck coat. He came back with the same coat this evening. That was the 4th foul on Rhode Island, incidentally, not their 3rd. Breeswick. Macon, now Evans. 8:53 left in the first half. 3-point lead. Rhode Island. Breeswick, Macon. Look how quick he is. Into the circle he goes, and the shot's going to drop.
Well, that's an excellent move. He just takes it right into the heart of that Rhode Island zone and just threw it up. Boy, that's a super move.
Carlton Owens down the lane, off balance. The shot won't fall. And a walk is going to be called. I think an official down low might have had a foul, but the outside official, Jerry Donaghy, called traveling before the foul occurred. And Temple now with a 5-point lead in the basketball again. They were up by 7 early. Rhode came back to tie them. And now the Owls have it back to a 5-point lead with 8:30 left in the half. So your turnover so far, Macon with a 3.
It's Breeswick and Macon from 3-point land.
Are we sure he's a freshman? 11 points for Mark Macon in this game. Well, he plays like a senior.
I know John Chaney hopes he is.
He better be. Tom Garrick, Rhode Island needing something now. They're down by 8. That's the biggest lead in the game.
Tom Penders up off the bench now for Rhode Island. He's shouting instructions to his club. He wants them to go into a different offensive alignment. They've moved Garrick to the baseline.
Cena back to Carlton Owens. Breeswick comes out to cover him. Bounce it down inside. Kenny Green with a quick shot that was too strong, and a rebound to Tim Perry for Temple. And the Owls really getting it done right now. The #1 ranked team in the nation, showing us why so far in this contest.
Breeswick again.
That one is a little too strong, and Tom Garrick controls the rebound. Garrick has 4 points, Owens 6. Garrick's going to try it again and drill one. 2-pointer, and Tom Garrick and Owens each have a half dozen. Evans hasn't scored yet, but Mark Macon has 11. And Temple leading by 6 now as Evans brings it up under control.
And Rhode Island goes back to a man-to-man defense. They've gone away from that matchup zone. They got burned pretty good by it. It was Mark Macon and Mike Breeswick who really burned them.
Breeswick with 3 threes and Macon with 2 so far tonight. Breeswick firing from the circle on the rim, and it's going to drop. He is a good shooter, Mike Breeswick. He has 11 points. He's off to a quick start tonight. That hasn't always gone his way early in the game. Kenny Green off the heel of the rim, grabs his own rebound, drives and scores.
Good follow by Kenny Green that time. They got the ball up the floor quickly, and Kenny Green was standing right in the middle. They dropped it in his hands. He dropped it to the basket, missed it, and fouled it. Nice move.
I think the most often asked question of us and everybody else around basketball this year is, who do you think is going to be in the Final Four? If you're around this league, do you think Temple can win it all? Rivas takes it inside and scores, and he has 4 points. The more you watch Temple, Some more I watch, Temple. I'm going to put words in your mouth. The more I think, perhaps they can win it all. They're ranked #1 in the country. They've justified that ranking. And with everybody in the college even, I really think maybe Temple can out-teamwork everybody this year. They're just the epitome of what a team should be.
I think John Chaney's done a good job of building this club to that direction, too.
Swift grabs the rebound. Their 5 starters really fit together beautifully, don't they?
Yeah, and they're not a deep bench. I don't think they're very off the bench, but the first 5 they've got out there really play well together.
And Perry gets the shot down. He has 4.
And probably led by that man right there on the inside. The Atlantic 10 Conference Player of the Year. They now have a
like anybody else with a chance to avoid injury, foul problems, and all those things down the stretch. But who knows who it'll be on this in Kansas City. Evans lost the ball off his foot. Here comes Owens racing right at Vrieswijk. Acrobatic move. The shot won't fall, but he's fouled by Vrieswijk in the second on Mike Vrieswijk.
Look at John Chaney off the bench. He's upset with Mike Vrieswijk for getting in the way. Says if you're going to block the ball, block it, but don't stand there and take a foul. Carlton Owens with a lot of shifty, quick moves. I think he learned that on the playgrounds of Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, he is really something. They call him Silk.
He is every bit of that.
Owens now will go to the free throw line. Bonzie Colson has come out of the Rhode Island lineup. John Evans is back in. Tom Pender's going to a little quicker lineup now and a little smaller lineup.
Remember that great conversation with him just before the game. He's got a tooth missing right in the front. And I asked him what happened. He said last year, Ramon Rivas hit him and knocked that tooth out. I said, did you want to get back at him? He says, are you kidding?
Ramon is 6'10 and 260. He also has...
Well, I said, do you ever set off the alarm when you go through the airports? He says, all the time.
How do you explain to the people and get them to believe that you got a bullet in your elbow? That's Mark Macon right back again. 13 points for Mark Macon. He must carry some kind of a paper that says, I really do have a bullet in my elbow. That's why that machine is buzzing. Temple by 10, 5 minutes left in the first half.
Again, Temple utilizing that good matchup zone. Causes problems for you unless you've got good, quick, talented athletes. Rhode Island's got them. Garrick right there trying to move inside on that matchup.
Temple playing very, very well in the early going this ball game. We're 4:42 from the break. They have the 10-point lead. Rhode Island showing us great patience inside. They got to Evans, but the Temple defense intimidating him a bit, and Curry takes the rebound away.
And John Evans felt like he was fouled. Rhode Island's going to go back man-to-man defense now. Garrick's going to match up on Macon.
Macon faces Garrick out at 3-point range.
Evans got a tough job on Perry. Temple's running a little bit of clock.
Evans against Owens. Now on the clock, they come to Vrieswijk in the circle. The shot won't fall. Kenny Green had the rebound. Now, great saving there by John Evans.
John Evans with a great save to Kenny Green.
Owens to the circle. I can't think that Rhode Island likes the pace of this game. I can't think they're all that comfortable with it. There's not much they can do about it because you mentioned it. Temple keeps getting back on defense, and they can't.
I don't know what kind of foul John Evans was trying to shoot there. He looked like he was trying to lay it up over his head backwards. He went right inside to Dwayne Coswell and Tim Perry, who were both there, and Perry's going to get charged with a foul. Watch this move again. Carlton Owens just drops the ball off to Evans. Now watch him go back up. He's got nowhere to go. Maybe he was trying to throw it up through the basket.
They call it a shooting foul, and that's the second foul on Tim Perry. You know, they had him for 2 fouls earlier on the board, Larry. Let's clarify one thing. They had Perry for 2 fouls earlier. Now they've got him for 2. We'll clarify it for you. At any rate, Brantley's in and Perry is out. John Chaney will usually set a guy down when he gets the second foul. That's an intriguing stat, isn't it, Larry?
73 minutes and 2 games and only 5 shots. Tells you a little bit about that Temple defense. But it also tells you a lot about the Rhode Island offense. I mean, they've got 2 guys that are taking most of the shots for this Rhode Island club, and it's the 2 guards, Carlton Owens and Tom Garrick.
Evans has taken only 1 shot tonight. Comes back, gets the second free throw, and now it's a 9 allows. The front court scoring so far. Larry, you said at the beginning that if Temple pounded the ball inside, Rhode Island's in trouble. They have, and they are.
Rhode Island needs to get some turnovers on this press. They've just now gone back to it, and you see Owens right there trying to guard Evans. And that in itself is a chore.
Those of you watching across the nation, things have seemed quiet here for a championship game. Remember, the host team, West Virginia, lost a close ball game here last night to Rhode Island, so their fans...
Innocent bystanders. Yeah, they're sitting here watching.
Yeah, they're just enjoying the basketball game, not really with a rooting interest in either side. Mark Macon, Mike Breeswick. Macon, and Owens with the interception. Carlton Owens is going to go at it from three-point range and miss. And the ball out of bounds on the baseline now will belong to Temple. The Owls get it back with their 9-point lead intact.
They were lucky to get away with that one because Carlton Owens was wide open. Tom Pender's looking on from the Rhode Island Ram bench.
Rhode Island really hasn't been able to put together a sustained burst in this ballgame, have they?
Well, I think it's because of the Temple defense. They've really done a good job of keeping the ball away from inside, and they've kind of tied up Owens and Garrick outside and made it very difficult for them to get their shots off.
Evans, Mark Macon flashes to the baseline, and the jump shot good. Macon has hit 6 out of 10 shots in this ball game. He has 15 points in the first. He has just about half of Temple's points. It's 34-23 Temple. The Owls by 11 now with 2:20 left in the first half. Cena tries to offset the 3, and his shot's too strong. Owens chases down the long rebound. Cena's going to try it again. That would have been a 2, and it won't go. And Macon has the rebound, and here comes Temple up by 11. And John Chaney talking to his ball club as they bring it up court with 2:02.
You almost,
in the first half.
You almost get the feeling in watching Temple that they don't really care that Mergen Cena shoots the ball. They're concentrating so much on Owens and Garrick.
Macon now backs off. It's John Evans covering him now. Right at the moment, Garrick is with Breeswick, and now Macon takes Evans to the circle, shoots and misses, and the rebound picked up by Derek Brantley. Back outside the Breeswick to Evans to Macon in the corner. That'll be 3 if he gets it, and he does. 18 points for Mark Macon, 37-23 Temple.
Put the deposit in the bank. When it hits his hands, he is squared and he goes straight up. Look at the shooting by Temple from three-point range.
Rhode Island, a good team from three-point range, doesn't have one yet in this ball game. The Rams desperately needed something here. 1:09 left in the first half. And they seem a little out of whack right now, and they lose the ball as it goes into the circle. They had Kenny Green, their postman, out front. Temple really playing well in the first half of this game. Tell you what, they're doing this to a good basketball team, Larry.
But it's a good Temple defense in there. They've really thrown Rhode Island off.
44 seconds left in the first half. Macon drops it down inside to Breeswick, and the shot won't fall. Cena had it, and he's fouled.
I don't know how in the world he got that rebound because he was surrounded on the inside. He had Coswell, he had Breeswick.
Foul the first on Derek Brantley.
Watch it inside. Here's Brantley who's going to commit the foul. Mergen Cena was all by himself, the only blue shirt underneath.
And their team in the 1-1. Temple's committed 6 fouls. Rhode Island just 4. Darren Kershaw is going to check in now. John Chaney going to the bench a little early tonight, Larry.
Tom Pender's up off the bench, putting one finger in the air, signifying he wants the last shot of the first half. He's going to get it. Temple's going to sit back in that zone, confident that they're going to walk out of here at least an 11-point lead.
John Chaney up by 14 in the first half has the luxury of going to the bench a little earlier than he usually does, and he's probably expecting a Rhode Island run at some time, Larry, and would like to have the regulars pretty well rested. 12 seconds left in the half. Garrick with the basketball. 10 left in the half. Macon makes a run at it.
Temple changes defense. They went to a man-to-man.
And Garrick tries a 3 that won't go. Owens with 3 seconds left. Bates gets up a shot that falls. Carlton Owens gets it down at about the gun, and it's going to count. So we're at halftime. Well, Temple is just doing what they always do.
Well, it's the kind of basketball team. We've seen them so many times this year just come out and play their game. And they'll play the type of game they need to play. They've got so many different stars that take over. Right now, it's Mark Macon. In the first half, it was. But it could be somebody else on this Temple team that'll pick it up in the second half.
There's Macon on the drive, and what a shot he got down.
But then again, it maybe is not.
Mark Macon has 20 points now. And the 14-point lead to Temple matches the biggest lead they have held tonight. 19-33 left in the contest. I'll tell you something, those of you who haven't seen Rhode Island, we've seen them 4 or 5 times, Larry. They're a good basketball team. They just don't look like themselves against Temple here tonight, and that's because of Temple.
Good penetration by Garrick.
Tom Garrick with a rising jump shot out of the lane picks up his 8th point of the night.
That looks like one of those shots we saw the other night when he got 50 in the first round of this game, the quarterfinal round. Man-to-man defense again by Rhode Island. You see Owens on Evans. And Garrick's got Macon. Got his hands full.
Breeswick off balance a little bit, falling away, but gets the shot down. And Breeswick has 13 points.
Howard Evans was asking Joe Forty for a 3, and Joe Forty says no, it's a 2.
18:50 left in this basketball game, and Temple has never allowed Rhode Island to put together a spurt on them. Let's see if Rhode can, at any point in this ball game, gain enough control to put together a run. They are down 14 now, but a long way to go. Garrick is open. The shot won't fall, and Morgan Cena committed a bad foul right there. He went right over Rivas' back, and Cena picks up his first personal foul. Neither team got to the 1-and-1 in the first half.
Watch the good screen out by Temple on the inside right here. You talk about screening out. Ramon Rivas could take the left side of the lane and screen it by himself.
Evans against Owens. Murray, we mentioned early tonight Rhode Island's ability to force turnovers, Temple's ability to take care of the ball, and Temple certainly has won that battle. They turned it over only 4 times.
Tim Perry, good move.
Turnaround jumper won't go. And a foul is going to go against Bonzie Colson. The second on Bonzie Colson. Another thing about Temple. You watch him play. Now let's watch this first.
Well, there's Perry right there with the miss. Now watch him come back on the inside right here and get the rebound. There's Colson committing the foul.
You watch Temple play. They don't put on the most dazzling display that you're going to see. But boy, night after night, when you watch them, they do everything they do so very well. They're just a neat basketball team. Perry's shot misses, but he's fouled, and I think they got Bonzie Colson again. If so, it's his 3rd. It was Bonzie Colson. He does have 3.
Let's expand on that a little bit and talk about not only just the fact that they're neat. Neat being, it's a good term to use for Temple because it's a good package. What they give you is a club that comes out here and they've got strength at every position. They've got great role players, and they've got guys who've got so much ability that they can draw upon that ability in any arena they want. You know, they've got the great shooters. They've got 3 great ones on the outside. Rivas plays his role as a defender and a guy who takes up a lot of space inside, gets a lot of rebounds, makes the key pass when he has to, and they've got the shot rejector in Tim Perry.
Well, some of the rules John Chaney has, first of all, they're going to take care of the basketball. They always pass to the next guy. You don't see him throwing lob passes. You never see him being demonstrative. There are no high fives. When they're introduced, they just walk onto the court. Shot good at the other end.
Carlton Owens with a good move inside that time.
But everything they do with discipline and control, including the introductions. There's Carlton Owens, a new single-season scoring record over Rhode Island. 695 points now on the year for Carlton Owens.
He was the Atlantic 10 scoring leader this year. Double figures in 29 of 31 games.
Averaging 22 points a ball game. His running mate, Tom Garrick, averaging 20. Mark Macon picking up 24. Temple.
Owens also averaging 5 assists a game to go with that.
There's Macon. Oh, what a turnaround jump shot. Won't fall. And Tim Perry able to save the long rebound. Nope, he committed the foul. That's going to be personal foul number 3 on Tim Perry. 17-19 left in this game. Temple has a 14-point lead.
You know, they're gradually trying to eat into this Temple lead. But they've got to get a couple of runs. Here's Owens with a kick to Cena.
Cena down in the lane. Off balance shot won't go, and the tip good by Kenny Green. Kenny Green with his 4th point of the night. Still the Owls by a dozen with 17 minutes to play.
But I really think it's a pretty good idea by Tom Penders to put the 2 big guys, Colson and Green, in there at the same time. He usually doesn't have them in there, but I think he needs it to offset that size advantage that Temple has. Colson at 6'9", and Green at 6'8". Excuse me.
All right, it's working for him so far. Kenny Green open down inside. Now it's a 10-point ball game, and maybe Rhodey's going to put together a run.
Here comes that pressure again. Owens on Evans. Here's the CEO of the Temple offense. He is the chief executive officer. He will control the offense. He doesn't give it up too often.
Leads the nation in assist-to-turnover ratio. As Howard Evans, he's averaging 9 assists a ball game.
But he almost set an NCAA record this year in a game against Villanova. He had 20 assists, and the NCAA record is 22.
Here's the night I think that Temple made the nation believe that they really are the #1 team in the country. Then they handled Villanova at their place. 43-33 Temple. 16 minutes left in this basketball game. Rhode Island trying to slice into that lead. Carlton Owens for three. Good. And now it's suddenly a 7-point ball game. Owens beginning to warm up now. He has 15 points tonight.
And they just cut that deficit in half in a period of about a minute and a half.
15:42 left in the basketball game. The thing that's different about it, Larry, is they're not getting it done off their defense. They're having to do it off their half-court offense, which is rather rare for them.
Particularly since they're averaging 87 points a game. They go to Perry inside. Kenny Green's got it. Good job defensively.
Green might have had a fingertip on that basketball. Now here comes Rhode down 7. Garrick to the circle. The jump shot off the rim. And Breeswick claims the rebound for Temple.
I tell you what, if you'd have made that one, that really would have put it together for them and given them a big lift. You know, you're not sure which way this crowd's going to go in here either. You know, they may want to decide to root for Rhode Island if they make the run, but not on that one.
Howard Evans just rings up a 3, his first bucket of the night. He scored 20 last night, his best game of the year offensively, best game scoring, I should say. Tonight, his first 3 points of the night, he's been very content to just dish the ball out. 10-point lead again to Temple. Owens. Perry came out to shut him down. Garrick, Cena takes it into the heart of the defense, drops a pass down low to Kenny Green, and he got an air ball from about 4 feet away. And now a foul is called. They got Morgan Cena, and for Cena, his second personal foul.
And just as quickly, that momentum shifts the other way, and it heads Temple's way. He does. He likes to go up and just kind of get the flavor of the place and watch his team down on the floor.
There's Rhode Island shooting it much, much better now in the second half. I'm going to make a prediction. If John Chaney gets his team to the Final Four, the nation's going to discover a guy who's not only thoughtful and articulate, but one of the best guys at analogies ever. I think he's going to be very popular if he gets there in the National Press Corps. All gets around him at one time, and they listen to him talk. Morgan Cena just picked up his 3rd personal foul. I think this will be interesting to see the reaction to him. You know, he's so unusual. His teams practice at 5:30 or 6 in the morning all the time.
He'd ask us to come into practice a couple of times, and before I started coming up here, I said, geez, thanks, Coach. I really appreciate that. I said, well, we'll have the coffee ready. I said, well, you know, afternoon coffee is a little, just a Pepsi. Said, no, you don't understand. We start at 5:30 in the morning.
They do it all the time, home and road. Macon gets a shot. Rivas has the rebound. He's fouled by Kenny Green. Kenny Green just picked up his second personal foul. Every time Rhode Island looks like they're ready to get a little bit done and make a little bit of a run at him, Temple simply regains control.
Fred, if it's not Macon, Breeswick, or Evans on the outside, it's going to be Perry or Rivas on the inside. The power game is so strong for this club. And all year long, everybody has talked about the outside play of those 3 players, Breeswick and Evans and Macon. But you cannot negate what Rivas and what Perry have done on the inside.
Rivas not a big scorer. You just saw one reason why, Larry. He's a strong guy in there, 6'10" and 260. It takes him a while to gather himself. He's not doesn't have the real quick reaction to get a rebound and take it right back up again.
Well, you saw earlier when he got the ball inside, he couldn't get up high enough to stuff it. He just laid it over the rim.
But boy, does he take up some space in there.
He will take up some room. He's a good role player. He does his job, and John Chaney is very appreciative of that. He comes out and dishes the ball when he has to and picks up the big rebounds.
Derek Brantley and Dwayne Coswell now are in for Temple. Rivas is out of the ball game. And so is Tim Perry going to get a breather here. Owens.
Just as quickly, Temple's built that lead back up again.
Tom Garrick, open shot, comes up short, and a rebound to Howard Evans. 12-point lead Temple, and the Owls have the basketball with 13:35 left in the game.
You notice how Temple's not running with the ball? They get the rebound, they bring it in, they protect it, they wait to come down and set up their half-court offense, and it's been very, very good for them because they've been able to keep Rhode Island off balance.
Breeswick, each one in and out. Rebound on the floor, picked off by Carlton Owens for Rhode Island. Rams down a dozen, and Silk Owens had it knocked out of his hand. The foul is called on Mark Macon. Listen to this now. That's the first foul on Macon. Evans hasn't committed one. Neither is Rivas. Breeswick has 2. Tim Perry 3. Wayne Coswell setting a personal record. Hasn't fouled anybody.
It's kind of interesting. He's the only guy all year long that's fouled out for this Temple team, and he's fouled out of 3 games.
Sorry, that was a little bit flip. I'll tell you what, he has been an excellent player off the bench for this team. He's given them a few quality minutes, giving Rivas some rest at times this year. Basket doesn't count. The foul is against Temple that time, and it's against Derek Brantley, who just came into the game. It's his second personal foul. 13:07 left. Temple by 12. Inside it comes to Kenny Green in the lane. Quick jump shot, good.
Oh, it rolled in, rolled out, and rolled back in.
Kenny Green now has 8 points. Mentioned earlier Green having to play the third straight night on that knee in this tournament. I asked him before the game. He said the knee was sore. Rivas is set to come right back in now for Temple. Mark Macon against Cena, right back out to Howard Evans. 12:44 left in the game. Temple up by 10 with the basketball.
And a good switch by Cena on Macon that time. Now watch him work around that double screen. Cena stayed with him that time as Brantley tried to screen Cena underneath. There's that jumper. Breeswick right there. He missed it.
Rhode Island catching a break. Breeswick looked like he might have had the open shot. It wouldn't fall for him. Now Owens off a Colson screen. Cena comes in the lane, lays it down inside, and Kenny Green stubbins. Good ball movement that time.
Excellent pass by Mergen Cena. He penetrated, took the pump fake up in the air, and got him up and made a nice pass to Kenny Green.
Tell you what, they can't get Rhode Island out of the neighborhood, can they, Larry? It's an 8-point game now with 12:07.
Well, the game keeps fluctuating back and forth between 14 and 12 and down to 8.
Evans. Macon against Garrick. Evans, 15 on the shot clock.
Temple will lull you. All of a sudden, they'll look up and say, all right, here we go. And there's Macon.
Macon, shot, won't fall. And the rebound, Bonzi Colson. Here comes Rhode, down 8. Owens, Cena. Owens had a notion, did not take the three. Now he fires it a little bit off balance. Can't get it. Kenny Green blocked by Coswell and picked up by Evans. Good defensive play by Dwayne Coswell for Temple.
Shades of Tim Perry. Maybe Tim's been working with him in practice.
He got that one clean. Breeswick now faces Cena down inside to Coswell, and a walk. Now you want to see how big that block was by Coswell. Temple could be within 6 and have, or rather, Rhode Island could be within 6 with a basketball. Timeout here. He left. If Dick lets Gene Katie dressing, he's going to have a lot of black and gold on. 48-40. Temple up by 8. Rhode Island trying to do something about it. They lose the basketball. And they peel all the banners off
all
the
banners
across the way. Tom Garrick got into that table over there, and everything came tumbling down.
Jerry Donaghy, one of the officials over there, is doing some housework.
We see the fellow in the dark coat right with a Rawlings sign there. That's Bob Gretz from the Kansas City Times-Star, who's written 400 articles about the Final Four, or will have by the time they play the 50th anniversary Final Four in Kansas City. We talked to him last night. He's just done an outstanding job on the history of the Final Four and on the state of college basketball today.
You think he's a little tired of hoops?
Oh, boy. He told me that he has just been on the road. He's been doing this. He started in November. And by the time the Final Four is played, he will have written over 400 articles, and I've read a number of them. He's done a great job with it. Breeswick shot won't fall. And Rhode Island again. This is the third chance they've had, Larry, now to get this thing under 8.
Temple's in a drought. They really have not been able to score for some time.
Garrick. Rivas has him. Garrick got rid of it. Cena to Owens. Can Rhode play with all this patience now? We're going to find out. Owens back to Bonzi Colson. He's out of his range. 23 on the shot clock, and they pull it back out again. Temple.
Very unusual to see them playing this way because Temple's got that defense packed back inside, and yet when they get ready to shoot, Garrick and Owens are both covered. Temple recovers quickly.
Third chance here for Rhode Island to get closer than 8, and that shot won't go. Rebound fought for. Garrick in the circle. Down the lane, left hands it, and a foul is going to be called on Howard Evans. Garrick got a shot down, but it's not going to count. First foul on Howard Evans.
Rhode Island with a lucky bounce that time, got the ball out, and looked like Garrick was going to make a move down the lane to get this basket. Watch it come his way. Now watch Howard Evans come over. I'm not too sure that was a foul.
Now Owens picks up the inbounds pass. This is the 4th chance Rhode Island has had to cut the lead to less than 8 points. If it had scored every trip, they'd be there now.
Temple's been a long time without any points.
Since 13-16, so it's been 3.5 minutes without a score for Temple. Garrick facing Breeswick, back outside to Cena.
Fred, it's important that Rhode score because Temple will not have this happen to them too often in a ball game. They need to score here.
Rhode Island looking a little quicker now, Larry, than we've seen them all night. I wonder if the fact they played 3 nights in a row and Temple had an off night has anything to do with this, but Rhode Island isn't showing us the quickness that we've seen, and some of that's Temple's defense, I know. Garrick for a 3, and he got it. Fit shot. Tom Garrick. 11 points for Garrick now. 5-point lead for Temple with 9:10 to play.
Sounds like the crowd's beginning to waver a little bit toward that Rams team.
Evans, last night, the West Virginia fans here were a little unhappy with Rhode Island because Rhode Island beat them and then celebrated a bit on the floor. They may be swinging the other way right now. It has been...
Well, Garrick with those quick hands. You see Howard Evans trying to make that pass to Breezewick? Garrick got that hand up and slapped the ball away. Almost got a steal.
It's been 4.5 minutes now since Temple scored. And Beacon misses the shot, steps on the out-of-bounds strike. Rhode Island down 5, gets the basketball with 8:41 to play.
And Temple continues to go without points. Another trip down the floor without any success.
Cena to Owens. Garrick at the top of the circle. Spinning into the circle. Back to Owens. 3-point attempt is no good. And a rebound to Cena. Back to Owens. Another 3 from the corner. Can't get it this time. And a foul is going to be called on Bonzie Colson. And that will be number 4 on Bonzie Colson. I tell you what, Temple scored and Rhode Island really isn't taking full advantage of it, Larry. They have made 6 trips up court now and scored just once.
And you know Temple's not going to do that too often. You can see right there Bonzie Colson leaning on the back of Mike Breezewick. No, Bonzie, it goes the other way. Bonzie.
Tom Penders, a Rhode Island coach. With Temple not having scored now for nearly 5 minutes, Rhode Island in 6 trips has scored just 1 time. So they really haven't been able to take advantage of that Temple drought. They're still down by 5, 8:25 to play, and Mike Breezewick now goes to the line, an 83% free throw shooter.
Rare to see Carlton Owens miss 2 shots in a row like that, and there's a free throw missed by Breezewick.
Tell you what, they're leaving the door open for Rhode Island. Let's see if the Rams can get it going. It's a credit to Temple's defense that they're keeping him in front of him here right now, Larry. Garrick. Owens going to take the shot in that same spot. He just missed twice from there and comes back and sticks 1. 17 for Silk Owens. 3-point lead, Temple. 8 minutes left in the game. And we've got a ball game going again here in Morgantown.
I just knew that Rhode Island was not going to get blown out of this game. They're too good a club.
Macon, shot no. Rebound loose to Rhode Island. And here come the Rams. A 3 would tie it. The Rhode Rams have hit just 2 threes tonight, both of them here in this half. Garrick and Owens each have 1. There's Garrick deep in the corner. Garrick flashing into the lane. Running hook is good. It's a 1-point ball game. Tom Garrick has 13 points, and it's a 1-point lead to Temple.
Fred, I got to tell you, Tim Perry touched that ball. He touched it and allowed it to go in. I'm not sure it would have gone in had he not tipped it.
It has been 6 minutes since Temple has scored. Rhode Island has come from 14 back to get within 1. Breezewick changes that. First goal in 6 minutes for Temple, and a 3-point lead to the Owls. Tom Garrick has set a new Atlantic 10 tournament scoring record now with 81 points. And there's Green with a rebound, hooks it up and gets it.
And Tim Perry backed off. He let Green go in. He didn't want to pick up an extra foul.
50-49 Temple, 6:48 left in this game.
Good ball game, Fred. It's picked up.
They've got it going now. Macon deep on the wing faces Tom Garrick. Along the baseline to Perry. Perry hasn't been heard from a while. Blocked and a foul called on Kenny Green. 3rd on Kenny Green. Tim Perry. We just mentioned it a moment ago. There's the new Atlantic 10 scoring record. Tom Garrick, who had 50 points in the first game in this tournament to set a record, has set the tournament scoring record now. Here's Perry, a 6'9" senior from Freehold, New Jersey. Has a brother that plays at Rutgers.
Fred, you and I talked about this last night. I find it amazing that Tim Perry could become the 3rd player in Temple history to amass 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds.
He has a chance to do it. Temple even going cold at the free throw line now. They've missed their last 2 chances. Now they've missed 3 in a row. And Rhode Island has the basketball and a chance to take the leads for the first time since very early in the game. Owens back to Green.
They got it.
Rams are in front.
Here come the Rams.
points for Kenny Green, and Rhode Island coming from 14 back to take a 1-point lead with 6 minutes, 17 seconds left in this basketball game.
Fred, this is a good test for Temple right here. It's got to show their maturity.
Evans fouled by Bonzie Colson, and Colson is fouled out of the ball game. Hey, what's this?
That's exactly what it was. It was a big lineup inside. They were able to go in there. Team huddle now right at the free throw line. They've got that 1-point lead. They've got to maintain it. They've got to come back with John Evans. That's the only choice they've got. Colson's going to go to the bench.
Bonzie saying goodbye to his teammates. He finished the night with 4 points and 6 rebounds.
Nice gesture. Bonzie Colson went over to John Chaney and said, Coach, I enjoyed playing against you this year. Good luck the rest of the year, but we're going to try to get you tonight.
You know what I think just happened? Mergen Cena, his teammate, came over and grabbed him by the head. And I think Bonzie thought it was a player from the other side, and he acted a little unhappy at the moment.
Watch it again. Howard Evans with a good move. I talked about maturity. There's the senior leadership right there. Howard Evans took over. His club got down by 1. He drove the baseline, drew the foul. Now he's going to make the free throws? I don't know. Let's see.
Evans now with 4 points tonight. He has 5 assists in this ball game, a little off his average, but he has set a tournament record for total assists with 24. Got them both. 5 points, Howard Evans. 1-point lead to Temple now. We have a timeout here. 6 minutes, 11 seconds left in this basketball game. 52-51 Temple.
Rhode cheerleaders, college basketball, it must be March.
It is the season. 6:06 left in this one. Rhode Island with the ball down by 1. Temple has defeated them twice this year. In fact, Rhode Island has never beaten Temple. Temple leading 22-0 in the series. Green in some trouble. Wants to move the ball. Does to Cena. Now to Owen. To Garrick to the top of the circle. Into the lane. He's fouled. The
yeah,
shot
he got it. And the foul.
15 for Garrick. He'll go to the line with Rhode Island up by a point now. He is at 7 out of 16 shots tonight now.
Tom Garrick went right down the teeth of that Temple zone defense, got inside, drew the foul. Watch it up top. Look at Breeswick retreating. Look at Macon Evans retreating. Couldn't get there. Tom Garrick, good strength to get it up and in.
It's the 3rd foul on Mike Breeswick. Rhode Island now will be in the 1-and-1 from here on, and Rhode has committed only 4 fouls. Garrick completes the 3-point play. Rhode Island with a 2-point lead, 5:49 to play. 16 points for Tom Garrick now. Carlton Owens has 17. Mark Macon has scored only 2 in the second half, Larry.
Garrick's done a nice job. Good switch that time. Garrick fought through the screen. He got to Macon.
Macon has missed 7 shots in a row. He scored 18 in the first half. Evans trying to take it over.
Look at Howard Evans.
7 points in the second half now for Howard Evans. The game tied at 54. So with Macon going cold, missing 7 in a row, Howard Evans has simply taken it over on offense. 5:15 left in the game.
I think a lot of players on that Temple team, they can miss maybe one of them. The one guy they can't miss, I think, is Howard Evans. He's got to be in that lineup.
I could not agree with you more. I really think he's the most valuable player on that team. Owens, Tom Garrick, 4:58 left in the game. Garrick over Rivas, scores. Tom Garrick beginning to take it over now. He has 18 points tonight, 12 of them in the second half, and Rhode back up by 2 with 4:47 to play. The #1 ranked team in the country in some jeopardy right here. Or it would be one thing for people to say, well, it doesn't matter, they're in the tournament anyway. It could matter in the seedings.
Exactly, and that's the point that Temple's got to fight for. Macon with a good shot. Temple's coming back. Their guards are starting to show themselves now. And that's Mark Macon and Howard Evans.
Macon had missed 7 straight shots. He just broke that string. He picks up his 22nd point of the night. Game tied at 56.
Fred, we opened the show talking about the great set of guards that the fans were going to watch tonight, and I think these guys have put on a show for them. See the first half scoring right there. Second half scoring, Garrick and Owens have picked it up.
Garrick to Silk. Owens deep in the corner. Looks back inside. Can't get Evans. Garrick takes it in against Macon. Puts it up. Gets it.
Here comes Garrick right back.
22 points for Garrick. 2-point lead, Rhode Island. 3 minutes, 49 seconds left in the game. Macon goes to work at the other end. Pots the quick turnaround jumper. Cena had it. Perry gets it. It's going to fall. He's fouled. It'll count. Boy, Cena had it on his fingertips and could not hold on, and that's big.
Mergen Cena picks up his 4th foul, and a good move by Tim Perry to pick up the loose ball and lay it back in. Cena That's a big foul for them. And they can ill afford to lose him on the inside. Look at the miss by Macon right here. Cena's got it. It goes right through his hands. Perry picks up the loose one. Cena commits the foul, and Perry will go to the line for a three-point chance. The old way.
Perry now with 8 points tonight. You saw Tom Thunders there. Tom Garrick has scored on 4 straight trips for Rhode Island now. Tim Perry 2 for 4 at the line tonight. Completes the three-point play. Gives Temple the 1-point lead over Island,
because Temple should be able to exploit that on the inside, since Kenny Green's the only big, strong player they have in there that they have to confront in Rhode Island.
3:34 left in the basketball game. Rhode Island down 1 with the basketball. Owens, Cena, Owens. Macon defending Garrick down along the baseline. Evans out with Owens here.
Man-to-man defense right now by Temple. They've gone away from that matchup zone. Kenny Green's got it.
Green over Perry. Couldn't get it down. Rivas controls the rebound. Temple has the basketball in a 1-point lead with 3:11 to go, and they got a pretty good shot out of it.
They got an excellent shot out of it. He got it inside against Tim Perry, and Perry was not able to block it. He just couldn't make it.
Temple trying to up the lead. Up by a point here with 2:58 left in the basketball game. Macon from long range drills one.
You know what happens? Garrick started, stopped, and started again, but that time it was too late. Mark Macon is just absolutely deaf when he gets that ball squared up like that.
His 4th three-pointer of the game. He has 25 points. It's a 4-point lead to Temple now with 2:38 to play. And a foul is called. Howard Evans has been called for his 2nd personal foul.
That's the 5th team foul called against Temple. Rhode Island already has 7.
So that will put them into 1-1, but we're going to have a timeout here. John Chaney of Temple.
Rhode Island right now is putting the pressure back on them, and if they get a basket here, they'll be within 2.
Temple's only lost this year to Nevada, Las Vegas, 58-57 in Las Vegas. Now John Chaney trying to get the officials' attention for something before play is resumed, and the officials saying, John, sit down, we'll take care of it here.
Jerry Donahue said, Coach, stay in the box. Stay in the box.
There's something on that scoreboard. I saw Howard Evans pointing out something up there a while ago. They're disputing the number of team fouls they have.
You got 6. Yes, sir.
Evans looked up a while ago and shook his head no when he committed the foul. He saw the scoreboard. You know what? I think he's right. I don't have him with 7 in the second half.
Well, they're showing 6 on the scoreboard up there on the Temple side. Joe Forte,
just
everything's okay. He's the mediator, the one who carries the discussion. Judge, jury, guys that wear the striped shirts are in every ball game. Garrick, you see Macon and Perry get there quickly when Garrick got that ball in the corner.
Owens outside. Temple with a 4-point lead. 2:23 left in the game. 30 on the shot clock. Owens fires it inside to Kenny Green, and his shot won't go. He got it up a little too strongly, and Temple comes away with a 4-point lead in the basketball.
And it's 2 in a row that Kenny Green has missed inside. 2 very easy shots. Tough break inside for the Rams.
Maybe just a bit too anxious to score both times. 2 minutes left in the contest. Temple now with a 4-point lead in the basketball, and they can afford to take a little time. 25 on the shot clock.
Tom Penner's off the bench yelling, you got to help in the middle, you got to help in the middle. Evans is going to hold the ball and runs the clock. They've got that 4-point lead. Now Macon's got his hands on it. Garrick with not a lot of pressure.
8 on the shot clock. Minute 37 in the game. Macon 4 on the shot clock. Pretty swift. Evans 2 on the shot clock. 3-pointer.
Killer. And it's Howard Evans again.
His second 3. His 10th point. 7-point lead Temple. 1:21 to play. They got it with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Garrick tries to answer and does with a 3 of his own. And now Rhode Island wants a timeout.
What a great shootout, but looks like he's been at Palm Beach for a couple of weeks.
A little sun there somewhere. Grieswick into Evans. Evans down the baseline. And now Temple with 1:10 left in the game. Mike Grieswick with the basketball. Temple up 4. Big trip for the Owls. This one would allow him to maintain control. 30 on the shot clock, a minute left in the game.
John Evans on Howie Evans.
Macon wanting the ball, comes out, and now there's a collision. And it's going to be called on Carlton Owens. Owens is going to get the foul. Tried to fight his way through a screen and couldn't get there.
Fight? Yeah, that's a good word for it. Watch this. Look at Howie Evans turning screening with his body right there. You know, that might have been an illegal screen.
Yeah, I think the two Temple players fouled one another also.
He turned right into him. Howard Evans did.
Howard Evans, an 82% free throw shooter. 2 for 2 on the line tonight. His team up 4 with 52 seconds to play. Temple, a good free throw shooting team. Now Shaney backs everyone off the line. Howard Evans turning around and saying something to his teammates.
Kind of lonely down there by himself. All of his teammates are on the other end.
52 seconds left in the game. This one could give Temple the 6-point lead. In and out. It's a 5-point ball game. Will Rhode hunt the 3 right here? They're down 5.
I think they will.
Cena.
Well, Macon's all over Garrick.
Garrick. 38 left in the game and a foul.
Going to be Macon on the Garrick.
It was on Mark Macon. It's his second personal foul, and that's a break for Rhode Island now with 38 seconds left. They're going to get Tom Garrick on the line.
Well, for one thing, though, Fred, it takes him away from that 3-point opportunity, and it means Temple gets the ball back. Garrick with a good move right down the middle. Macon makes the foul. It's a pretty intelligent move on the part of Mark Macon to go ahead and make that foul. He knows he's going to get the layup, force him to go to the line, and they know they've got the ball back.
Garrick gets the first free throw. If he makes this one, it's going to be a 3-point ball game. If Rhode Island fouls, they would like to foul Perry or Rivas, but they're not likely to have the ball in their hands. Big Ten Conference postseason tournament. Both teams in good shape here. Now an official calling timeout. There's a light on at the end of the floor, and they're going to have them turn it off. And now Temple will play that in. Rhode Island needs a steal right here, and they haven't been able to get many of them. Got a deflection, though.
I'll tell you what, he's going to knock it right back into our cameraman's face there. Look at Breeswick. Here's the back of it. Good shot. Good angle right here. You see Mergen Cena trying to deny the ball coming in. He got it to Macon.
Temple has turned it over only 5 times all night. There might be the 6th. It is out of bounds to Rhode Island with 29 seconds left. Only the 6th turnover for Temple in this game. And Rhode got one.
Watch it again. Howard Evans and Carlton Owens going for the ball. Evans slaps it away. Joe Forty right there with the call. Pointing the other way to the guys in blue.
Rhode Island down 3. 25 seconds left in the game. Owens works against Evans. Garrick into the circle with it. Puts up a 2-point try that won't fall. Rebound. Evans blocked by Perry. Cena runs it down in the corner. Takes it into the circle and is fouled with 12 seconds left in the game. Are you surprised they didn't go for a 3?
Absolutely. I was shocked that they didn't go for a 3. I think they were trying to get the 2 and go right back into their press. You see Howard Evans grab Mergen Cena right by the arm. Evans looks up to see how much time's left on the clock. And there are 12 seconds left. Go. Dick Paparo, the official, looking at Mergen Cena. I think maybe he might have gotten hit in the eye.
Mergen Cena is standing out of bounds, and Tom Pender's taking a moment before sending the trainer over there to talk to him, because if he does, he's either going to have to burn a timeout or take Cena out of the ball game. If he makes the substitution here, he's got Steve. Cena was fouled, right?
Yes, Cena was fouled. He's got a finger in the eye.
Larry, he's got a kid on the bench, Steve Lane, who has hit 19 out of 20 free throw attempts this year.
Who do you think's going to shoot the free throws? Just guess. In your wildest imagination, who would you pull off the bench to use him? Because Cena's got this eye problem. Well, the trainer's gone now.
Mergen Cena's a 59% free throw shooter. He's got Steve Lane on the bench, who's hit 19 out of 20.
Fred, you're not trying to say that, are you?
Well, the trainer's there, and guess who's coming into the ball game? Steve Lane will walk onto the floor to shoot free throws for Mergen Cena. He has hit 19 out of 20. He's a 6'2 freshman who has not been in the game tonight. Now, you think this isn't tough. He's been sitting over there all night. They're going to ask him to come off cold and shoot the free throws.
But you know what's more important? What's going to happen after these free throws? He's got to make both of them so they can get the timeout, hopefully get Cena back in the game. Maybe that eye will heal. It'll have a miraculous healing just real quick.
So Cena, a 59% free thrower, got hit in the eye. Now Temple's going to take
He need his experience out there in his final 12 seconds.
See, Rhode has missed just once from the free throw line tonight, but it's a whole different ball game because, as you mentioned, the thing that intrigues you now about Lane is he's been sitting there all night, and they ask him to come out and shoot these free throws. Here we go. Steve Lane, the freshman, the 1-and-1. And he missed long. Temple has the basketball. Breeswick got knocked to the floor. Is it going to be a travel? No, it's a foul. A foul called on Kenny Green. Rhode Island wanted a traveling call, but it's a foul on Kenny Green with 10 seconds left in the game.
Well, the strategy didn't work, and Lane missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
Only his second miss this year. He was 19 out of 20 on the year. That shot went too strong. You don't suppose they had him miss on purpose, do you?
You know, that was running across my mind. I was wondering if perhaps they might have asked him to miss that and make it come long to go back and try for a three.
He may have. I would not eliminate that possibility. Breeswick at the other end picks up the free throw. And now it's a 4-point lead for Rhode Island with 10 seconds to play, and this one could just about ice it for the #1 ranked team in the country. 4-point lead for Temple, excuse me. Rhode Island down 4. Temple now by 5. So Breeswick makes it a 5-point lead. 8 seconds left. That'll just about ice it for the Owls. Owens' 3-point try won't go. Breeswick digging. Lane gets it back. He's going to try a three from the deep corner. Won't go. It's over. And Temple has won it. They have defeated Rhode Island for the 23rd time in 23 tries. 68-63. Temple is the champion of the Atlantic 10 Conference Tournament. They are in the NCAA. Rhode Island will have to wait for an invitation.